I'll look over in this sweater in 3 videos, but I honestly could care less. Hey friend, it's Katie and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Hello, hi, I'm Katie, like I said, but you can subscribe, the button is down below. I would really enjoy it if you did subscribe and turn on those notifications so you don't miss another upload. But today's video is going to be a video I've talked about filming for literally months now, and I'm finally getting around to doing it. I'm like, Katie, you need to do this today. I'm forcing myself to do it today. Today I'm gonna be talking about my quarantine favorites. These are the favorites that I like gravitate towards, I really found to love during quarantine, and some of them are gonna be quite random, but I'm really excited about this video, and I feel like we all have different favorites for quarantine. I've seen this video pop up a lot on YouTube, and I just had to share some of the things I was loving during quarantine and stuff, and yeah, let's just get right into it. So I do have like notes on my laptop just so I can stay on track, but I'm going to start off with skincare. So I feel like my main focus during quarantine was skincare. Like I did wear makeup a decent bit, not going out, and I feel like I've not gone out before and I was wearing makeup. I wear it for myself, I don't wear it for other people and stuff, but skincare was the main focus. So I was using a lot of different masks, and I only really have one favorite skincare product, so I'm trying to focus on the stuff I feel like I found in quarantine, I loved in quarantine, and that is the Ordinary AHA Beach Peel. I love this stuff. It is basically a peel, so it's a substitute for a physical exfoliant, which are bad for your skin. Don't use physical exfoliants, but this is really nice. When I first used it, I remember everyone said it burned, but like I didn't feel the burn the first time, and I was just like, is everyone just weak? And I'm not. I was so confused, but this is basically a peel you put on your face for 10 minutes. Don't leave it on for more than 10 minutes, and it's just really nice. It exfoliates the skin, but in a more natural chemical type way. It's not harsh on the skin. Obviously you should only use it once a week, but I loved this stuff, and I actually am almost out of this bottle of it, and I've had this since I want to say like April. So it does last a really long time. If you're wondering, you don't really need a lot. It just comes in like a dropper form. You drop it onto your face, but actually no, don't drop it onto your face, drop it onto your fingers, put it on your face. It's just so nice, and it's just one of my favorite skincare products, and skincare was definitely focused during quarantine. Then I guess I'll go on to makeup. So first off, I was into a couple different palettes. The first one being the Persona Identity palette. I believe I got this in February for Valentine's Day for my mom because she's just that lovely and stuff, and this is what it looks like. I love the packaging, it's just so cute, and I loved this palette. It gave me like very natural looks of this, but I also love how you can play with different colors with this, which I did, and I wore this a lot for like when I had like for like school and stuff. I liked getting ready because it made myself feel presentable, and it was just part of my routine already, so like it made me like feel more productive getting ready, which is why I got ready during quarantine. I know, crazy. Yeah, I just really like this palette because it has a lot of neutral colors. It also, you can like go smoky with it, you can go natural with it, which is what I like, and it's just like my favorite. And then you also have just so many different shades, and I love this palette. I would definitely recommend it. It's one of my faves, and it was just one of my favorites to use during quarantine. Another palette I loved during quarantine was the So Jaded and Kathleen Lights ColourPop palette, and I believe this just came back in stock. I have no idea when I'm posting this video, but hopefully it's in stock still when this video goes out. But this is what it looks like. You just have so many fun colors. I've actually had this since like I think the end of December of 2019, and I really like it because you do have a lot of fun colors. I'm actually wearing a look of it with it today. The video will probably already be up. It's my fall makeup. I'll link it down below, but it's just so fun. You have so many fun colors, and I loved playing with this to like create such fun looks. I've created a green look with this. I'll try to link all the looks I've done with it. I've done purples. I've done a lot of different things with this palette, and it's just so beautiful. You have just your neutral colors create an everyday look like I'm wearing today, but you also could go very like, you could also play with color with this, and I just love this palette. It's just so pigmented, so beautiful. I love it, and it's one of my favorites in quarantine, not in quarantine, just of all time. Also another palette, I guess, mini palette more like, I love love the e.l.f. bite-sized palette. I believe I started using this like end of quarantine. I don't know. We're all quarantined, I feel like now, even to a certain extent. But this is the e.l.f. bite-sized palette in cream and sugar. These are only $3 at Target, on e.l.f. Cosmetics website, Ulta, literally everywhere. And I love this one. It's just so pretty. You have just a deep brown, a like crease shade, and then you have those two shimmer shades. These are just so beautiful, and these are very pigmented for the price. I think they're really good. They also have a blush and highlight duo right now, and I really need to find that because I need it. But I love these, and for $3 you can't beat the price. And they're just so beautiful, and I love them, and it's just my favorite little mini palette. And I feel like I really love this in quarantine just because it was a very easy look I could create, and I use this a ton. And then some honorable mentions, I was using a lot of Project Pan items. So I guess my Project Pan is a favorite for me because I was using a lot of those items, and I feel like during quarantine I really didn't care as much the makeup I was wearing because I was like, okay, might as well just really work on my Project Pan items. And I feel like that's why my Project Pan this year has really thrived, just because of quarantine. I don't know, so I'm kind of thankful in a way for that. But my Project Pan items are also stuff that I love. So now we're gonna go on to, I guess, clothing next, and I have like a few, and I'm gonna try and do try-ons for these so you guys can kind of see them like on my body. But I really became obsessed with joggers in quarantine. I just love them. I have a pair from Costco that I really like, and then I also have a pair from Old Navy, and hopefully I can link these because these are so good. But I was truly loving these during quarantine, so either way I'm gonna show them to you. But this is the jogger. I really like it because it just cinches down obviously, and they go down to like basically your ankles, and then it's just, they're so cozy and warm, and they're very like relaxing clothing. I love wearing lounge wear when I'm just at home because might as well. Honestly, I haven't worn jeans in a very long time. Like I wear them sometimes. I wore them on my birthday actually, but haven't really worn them recently. But I really love these. They're just so nice. And then I also love the Old Navy ones. These ones are basically the same idea. They go down to your ankles like I said, and these ones are in a gray pair. The other pair was a purple pair and stuff. You got your ties, and then they cinch down, and I love the color of these. So obsessed. And if I can link any of these, I will. Everything I will try to link down below. And then I didn't want to show you like specific t-shirts. I had something else I wanted to show you. I didn't want to show you specific things just in case you can't get it, but I really love this front shirt, and I wore it a lot during quarantine. I just loved it. It's super cozy. It just has like all the sayings on it. It says Central Perk in the center. It says how you doing. It says we're on a break. You're a lobster. So cute. And I love this. And it's from Target, so if I can link it, I'll link it down below. Okay. And the last shirt I feel like nobody's gonna care about, but this is personally a favorite of mine. So this is personal to me. It's something I loved in quarantine, but I literally lived in my 911 Lone Star shirt. Like I'm pretty sure I wore it on the daily basis. I mean, I was feeling that, and I'll get to that later, but it just says, has a logo in front, all the characters' names. Definitely needs a season 2 edition because there's 2 new characters. One will be major, one will be recurring, so she doesn't count to be in the shirt, but there definitely needs to be a new edition. And I honestly created this for myself. Love it. Yeah, this is all my favorite clothing favorites. I wear a lot of jumpers too, but those, like, I don't want to link them if I can't find them, you know what I mean? But I just wanted to mention like the top essentials for me in quarantine. So next I guess we'll talk about food. So there's a few staples. There's this one dish which I made in my quarantine nighttime routine, which I'll link down below, but this was something that I was making a lot during quarantine, which is basically a pasta dish where I put broccoli, garlic in, sauteed it, whatever you want to call it, and then I boiled my pasta. Then I put the pasta sauce in the pan, and then I put the pasta in the pan and kind of mixed it all together. This is the most delicious dish ever. Got it from Ronan Rubicide. Literally my favorite person, one of my favorite people on the planet. Love that. Fangirl here. So that was my favorite. I really love the Trader Joe's vodka sauce, which is the sauce I used for that dish. So good. If you've never tried their vodka sauce, I would definitely recommend it. I know some people are like, jarred sauce, ew, but I love it. It's like the best jarred sauce I've ever used. And it's honestly a sauce we use a lot. We use it for literally chicken riggies. We use it for everything, so I love that sauce. Also, another favorite of mine was cold brew when I was still in college, because I was one of the lucky ones to finish your senior year off online. It was crazy, so definitely lived off cold brew. I would drink like at least 2 glasses of cold cold brew a day, and it was crazy. I would drink lots and lots of coffee because I needed that to get through that semester. It was like the hardest semester of my life, and I've been through a lot of hard college semesters, so that's saying a lot. But it was just literally even down to the wire, so hard. But yeah, so cold brew is a must, and I liked this one from Walmart. And then another favorite from Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's was great hooking it up for the quarantine foods, but really love the cheese raviolis. Those are so freaking good. If you've never tried those, you need to. I lived off of those. I would literally eat so much of those. You put butter on those like they recommend, and you swirl it around in there. So good. So those are like my food, I guess, favorites. Okay, so then next we have podcasts on TV. I guess I'll end with TV and talk about podcasts now. So podcasts, I feel like I didn't listen to too many during quarantine. My only podcast I really listened to during quarantine was Zane and Heath Unfiltered, which is my favorite podcast. If you follow them, you know all about their podcast. I've been listening to it literally since episode 1, and it's one I continually listen to. Some of them I fall off with them and I just get uninterested, but this one just keeps it interesting. It's a very funny, unfiltered podcast, is why it's called Unfiltered. It's very funny and stuff. It's basically with Zane and Heath, if you know them from YouTube, and then in the beginning they had Matt and Mariah, and now they have Mariah and Kenny, and they're so good. It's just like 4 people talking. It's just honestly feels like good friends having conversation. It's very like fun and like funny, and I just love that podcast so friggin' much. And if you're looking for one to listen to, I would definitely recommend that. It's like my go-to even now. It's like the one I've listened to the longest, honestly. Okay, and TV. We all know I'm a TV addict. I mean, Lone Star shirt really proves that. But my favorite TV shows, well, I wasn't really watching much. So I was like literally just watching. The shows I was watching were the shows they're finishing up during quarantine. Those are the shows I watched. But a show I continually watched, binge watched, I've literally seen every episode probably 1,000 times at this point, is 911 Lone Star. That show aired in January 2020, and it became very quickly my favorite show. So it's basically a show about first responders, survivors, paramedics, and then a police officer, and it's a spin-off of the show 911. So if you've seen that show, it's basically the same thing. So you have your 911 operators, and then you have your firefighters and police officers, and it's just such a really good show. What I like about Lone Star, it's the most diverse show out there because you have a Muslim woman who's a firefighter, you have a gay Latino cop, you have a Mexican, I think he might be even Dominican, DACA status firefighter, you have a black trans firefighter. It's just the most diverse show on TV, and they don't even make it a big deal. Like, the cop and the firefighter are dating, TK and Carlos, aka Tarlos, and like I love that they make that just like so like normal. Like nobody's even fazed by them dating. Nobody even cares about the character Paul, who's the black trans firefighter. Nobody even cares that he's transgender. It's just like, this is life, and this is how they should be living their life. The storylines in it are just so amazing, and it's just my favorite show. It's so real, and I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like the best show out there. I'm gonna put that label on it because it literally is. It's Ryan Murphy, so yeah, it's gonna be amazing, and it's just like the best. And like I said, it's a spin-off of 911, and season 1 is on Hulu, so you can check it out there. It's also on Fox's website. It's just a really, really good show, so I definitely recommend it. It's very like action-packed. It definitely has the action in it, but it's also like there's drama, there's like funny scenes. It's a little bit of everything, so I would definitely recommend. I've gotten so many people into it, and you definitely should check it out. And then I didn't really watch much TV during quarantine, being that I was a student and I didn't have time for that. But another one I watched a few months ago was I Am a Killer. I actually watched season 2 before I watched season 1, but I feel like it really doesn't matter because every episode is a different story and stuff. So basically this show is about people who have killed people. Basically, it's a documentary style series where the people talk about just, I guess, what they've done, and they kind of go like talk to them and stuff. And I know they've killed people, like they're murderers, but there's this one dude that like he had the worst childhood, and I kind of felt bad for him. First chick was really crazy in episode 1. I believe her episode is episode 1. Oh, so crazy. It's literally like such a crazy documentary series, and it just makes you really think about it. And most of these people are also on death row, and they kind of use the statistics on that in the show, and it's just so interesting. Like, I was kind of like shook by it. I really was. And yeah, like, it's crazy. Haven't watched all the episodes. I haven't watched in a while because you kind of have to be in a mood for something that dark, but it was a really good show. Okay, now we're getting to the 25-minute mark of this video, but those are like all of my quarantine favorites. I feel like those are just the things I have been loving. Let me know what you've been loving these last 6 months, because now we're going into the second quarter of quarantine, which is kind of crazy. Not of quarantine, but the pandemic. We're going into our second quarter of it. It's kind of freaky to think about. I didn't even realize that until my dad mentioned that. Thanks, Dad. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please give a thumbs up if you did. Let me know your quarantine favorites and if you'd like to see next on my channel. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.